Welcome back if you watched the first episode. In this one I intended to kind of do the whole body build in one go, but I realised that was a much bigger job than I kind of anticipated. So here is how I bent the wood for the sides of the body. I've just taken this piece of scrap ply and I've marked out the guitar body again on it. I'm about to start kind of making the blocks to bend the wood and the body around and attach them to the wood. So let's get out to the chop saw. Just quickly cut in some straight blocks of wood here that I'll screw straight down before I get onto the more complex ones. I haven't done this before and I don't really know what I'm doing. I haven't really looked into it, and I just thought this would be the easiest way to kind of bend the sides of the guitar so they're somewhere near before I start attaching them, or at least as near as they can be using this method. I might be doing it completely wrong, but yeah, it seems to be going to plan so far, so let's carry on. Here I'm just marking down the position of where I want to drill through the wood and then screw them on from the backside. Here are the blocks for the more complicated cuts, which I'm about to realise that these were going to be way more difficult and more complicated to cut than I could really do with a jigsaw. So I finally came up with the excuse to go to Machine Mart and have a run out and purchase myself a new bandsaw, which you can see here. I'm willing to bet you could do this by hand, like with a decent saw. I just didn't have the patience, and I don't like to spend hours and hours doing things when I can get them done a bit quicker. So I just decided to go out, get the bandsaw, and yeah, it's not going to be the only thing I use it for. Also, I think my dad would be turning in his grave if he knew that I'd actually gone out and spent money on some pencils that don't roll away rather than just going to IKEA or Screwfix for the little 5-finger discount ones. That's the more complicated blocks and shapes cut anyway, so it's time to get them screwed to the board, get them all attached down, and then I'll get the guitar body and I'll make sure that that kind of lines up and fits correctly, or near enough. So now it's time to get on with the wood bending now that I've finished the form. And this is the method I saw on the internet that I kind of thought I'd give it a go first and see how it worked out. You take a towel, put the wood in it, wet it completely, wrap it in tin foil to keep the steam in, and then give it a really good going with an iron. I've cut that section much shorter, but it's, you know, iron it and iron it again until the steam pouring out of it. And yeah, then you should be somewhere near ready to bend it. So here we are, the wood's been nicely heated and steamed, and we'll give it a go bending it around the form, which it seems to start off quite well up until what's about to happen. And I don't know whether it's the temperature outside that's cooling it off, or whether just because it's ply it doesn't seem to have absorbed much of the steam and taken on the water that much. So yeah, it does seem to rapidly dry. I tried the ironing method once more and it just didn't work. It didn't seem to get enough water into the wood, so it was quite pliable when you took it out of the towel, but then it just dried too fast, and you know, the story was the same, it just kept snapping. It wasn't the temperature outside. So I decided to throw this piece of plywood in the bath for maybe 2 hours. I just weighted it down with a kettlebell, pulled it out, and as you can see, it's dripping wet. It's really nice and pliable. So it just let me bend it all around into this form, into the mould, get it lined up, and kind of give me time to work it into place, and then, you know, finally get it into position and clamp it down. So yeah, if you're going to do this, just throw the wood in the bath and let it soak for a couple of hours. Then, you know, bend to your heart's content. I do have to say, if you're going to make your own guitar, or you're going to make more than one of these, spend more time making the form, make it go all the way around so you've got support for bits, because it's very easy to crack where you suddenly find an edge. Thanks for watching. That's it for this week. Like and subscribe to see what happens next in my poorly planned project.